Hello, everyone. You are watching the Wise Coffee Chat Show. My name is Jennifer Sanchez. I hope the volume is off. Is the Let me see. Okay, we're good. So my name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Wise Alliance Network. I'm also the founder of the Wise Coffee Chat Show. Also the host of the show today. Who am I? I'm a real estate investor. I'm a mom of three girls. I put together networking events and retreats and all types of things for women, co-ed. I also put co-ed boot camps together. And I love to do masterminds for entrepreneurs. So that is who I am. Welcome everyone watching, and I'll pass it over to my co-host this afternoon.
Hello, I am the lovely co host for today. My name is Sebastian Gomez. I am a commercial real estate broker in the state of Illinois. I've been doing commercial real estate for quite a good amount of time now, focused in retail and office, but I do everything from warehouse, land, and things like that. I'm also the co-founder of the Naperville Networking Alliance. So if anyone wants to come out to the western suburbs and network with some great and amazing professionals, actually Kim is one of our amazing professionals too. So if you want to meet the likes of us, people like us, and network with people like us, definitely let me know. Come out. Feel free to DM me on Facebook, or my number is probably somewhere as well. Feel free to reach out on that. And we have a networking event coming up too on April 3rd at Chicago Theater Works.
Yes, yes, we do.
And we had a good response. We had to test the audience to see if it would be good, but we had an amazing response on the theme for the after hours. So it's after hours at Chicago Theater Works from 6 to 10.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, you got the details.
From 6
you
to 10.
got the details. I'm still working on the flyer.
The flyer will be out this week sometime soon.
I'm still working on the flyer, you guys.
So it's a karaoke networking event. It's gonna be fun. So fun. Super
fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
For the first 2 hours and a half, so from 6 to 8:30, it's going to be open networking. We're also gonna have sponsor tables too. So it's gonna be open networking. We're gonna be hanging out, talking business, doing network, and then from 8:30 to 10 until close, we'll be doing karaoke. And I'm going to sing me some Bobby Caldwell.
Oh,
I guess you wonder.
There you go.
So if you want to.
There you go. I'm just there.
So if you want, she's going to be there making fun of me.
Yes.
As
always.
So if you guys want to come out, feel free to let us know too. We're going to have the graphic up sometime this week. So yeah, it's going to be super fun. And we're also looking for anyone who wants to table or sponsor that event. If you want to host your own table at the event, there should be like 80 people there probably. So if you want to get in front of that audience that we have, reach out to us and let us know. We can get you get you a table going for that, or even a sponsor to have your logo somewhere shown in the area. And yeah, we'll pass it off to I'll pass it back to you, Jennifer, and we'll pass it off to our
Yes.
guest.
Yes. So since you're mentioning the events, let me just quickly mention I do have an event this Thursday then, because I don't want
That too.
this Thursday I do have a networking event for anyone that wants to come out. I will have 4 Latina leaders, and there was coincidence. I wasn't trying to do Latina leaders, but
Wow.
then I looked at the flyer, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they're all Latinas. Like I
Yeah.
kind of was just like,
Wow.
so we have Cynthia Gamboa from Women of
Yeah.
Aurora, which we just interviewed last week. That Diana
Awesome lady.
Beltran, Latina Boss Babes. I interviewed her a couple of weeks ago. And then, of course, Luz Canino Baker, who's one of my old coaches that I've taken some of her coaching programs. She's going to be there as well. And then we have Anna from the Poderosas. So I'm super excited for the panel that's going to be together. So this is a free event in Oak Brook. And you guys can come out
Oh, yeah.
6:30 to 9. I
Mhm.
think it's 6:30
Awesome.
to 9. So anyone that wants to come out, it's a free event. Come out, celebrate women. Men are welcome to come as well.
I'll be
right?
there.
This is
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
this
I'll be
is
there.
for everybody. So
I
but
had to
yes,
clarify. I had to ask.
network. It's a networking event, and just to highlight women entrepreneurs and women leaders. So that
Wow.
is it. And I'll pass it over now. Who is this lovely lady
This
here?
lovely lady that we have here.
that I
Well,
love.
thank you. I love you guys too. So, hello, everybody. It's so nice to be here today. I feel like home here. As you know, I did this show for about a little over
Oh
a
my
year.
God! No, 2 years,
2
girl. I
years.
think
Wow.
Oh my
I think you were on here
God.
for a
Yes.
Time
minute.
flies.
Yeah, and that was strictly love because I am not a morning person.
She was not.
And I
No.
loved. It was my morning coffee.
Well, we used to do the show at 7:30 in
the
the
morning.
morning.
Yes.
Yes.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah. It was
But it
7:30.
was great. I would get up. I would always say at the end of the show, like, this is better than coffee, because I was always amazed of the people that we had on the show,
Yeah.
just highlighting great entrepreneurs
Yeah.
and getting to meet new people, right?
Yeah.
And expanding our horizons, but also getting them exposed on the show. But
Right.
so my name is Kimberly Montesinos. A lot of you know me in Wise. It's so nice to be here this morning or
Yes.
afternoon. Oh my goodness.
Afternoon.
So I'm the owner of Crystal Klear Cleaning. We are located in Naperville. I've been in business since 2004.
Wow.
So
Mm.
this is my
Wow.
21st year, and
Wow.
I'm very grateful to God and blessed with that.
That's
We've
awesome.
gone through a lot of recessions and made
Yeah.
it. So, again, glory to God that I'm still here and don't take anything for granted. I'm very
Mhm.
grateful. I love doing what I do because it allows professionals to be able to be more productive.
Yes.
I really love to have women and men
Mhm.
utilize the time that they would clean their house to do self-care or be with their families. I always say that my story was when my kids were young, a friend of mine suggested that I get a cleaning person, and I thought,
Mhm.
my ex-husband at the time was like, you don't need that, but I tried it out and it was very, very helpful. And I actually hid it from him for 1 year.
Oh wow.
You had a cleaning person for
For
a year.
and he didn't know.
Wow.
But every other week she would come, and every other
Yeah.
week he would be like, baby, you work so hard, And I'd be like, I know. I know. And we'd have a great weekend. It's just such a help. And it's something that like in a minority culture is really hard to grasp. So I like to educate women to say it's a necessity now with a 2-income home.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's
Yeah.
such a help because it's such a labor intense job.
Mhm.
For sure.
And we as women, I can speak for women, is we're so wired that if the house isn't in order, it really affects us, like production wise.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, that's me. And I also do Melaleuca. I'm also a rep for Melaleuca. I actually have Melaleuca in my business. So it's an eco-friendly online store like a Costco or a Sam's where you can shop. And I happen to use their cleaning products. And right now I'm really proud of that because they are American made. So I don't
didn't
have to
know
worry
that.
about the
Yeah.
tariffs because I can still get my products and
Yep.
they'll be the same price. So that's me.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm sitting here like, how'd you hide it for a whole year? Like I'm sitting here like
Seriously.
you are.
Because he's a truck. I think he still is a trucker, but he drives trucks, right?
Also,
Yeah.
So
was
he'd be
always on the
gone all day.
road.
And so one
Right,
day, how he found out is one day he came home early
Oh,
and she was in the house.
It
And he
sounds
was like,
This
who are
lady.
you?
Yeah.
Right? And she called me like, Kim, your husband's here. And I was like, don't worry about it, girl. I got it.
that is funny.
And he was waiting for when I got home, like,
Oh,
yeah,
that is
I got busted.
funny.
Yeah,
That
it was funny. It was funny. She was nervous, but I was
Yeah.
laughing because
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
realize I get away with it for a year.
you got away with
I
it
got
for a
away for a year.
whole year.
Whole year of loving.
Sounds like a cheating scandal,
Right.
right?
It
He
was
didn't
a
catch
good
me for a
scandal.
But it
year.
was for like he
For a
didn't
good
catch
person.
me. I was sitting here like, how do you get away with it? Like I'm trying to think,
Oh, I had it calculated. She
You
came
did?
from like 11 to 3 or something like that.
Oh
She was
my-
always during the afternoon, never in the early morning.
this is okay.
No,
No,
no.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So the reason why I'm excited to bring you on, and I know like Sebastian and you are good friends, and you guys
Yeah.
are part of the same community, and we've known each other.
Wow, I would say
Gosh,
10 years, I think. at
has it been
least.
10 years?
Well, I met you at Weso's,
Oh my gosh.
and I was impressed. I'm like, look at this young Latina beauty. I gotta support her.
Oh my god.
And that's when you were with Wise. You
That's
had
when I
just
started.
launched it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I was still doing like social media stuff, and I just got let go from that company that I was
Yeah.
at.
Mhm.
And then I was just kind of networking, and then I met you.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
remember like you were very welcoming, warm, like you just were like super camp, like happy, always laughing, always smiling, right? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like networking. And then from there it was just kind of a wrap. Like you
Mhm.
just been in my life this long. So that's why I'm like, oh, I'm glad I'm gonna interview
Oh,
Kim.
thank you.
And
Thank
besides the fact that you did the show for 2 years,
Yeah.
Which was a blast.
which was
a
fun.
blast,
But
yes.
I think this is different now. It's all about you and like getting to know
Thank
who
you.
you are, and the viewers getting to know who you are. So I'm rambling. Anything?
No,
Any
you're good.
thought? Any,
You're good. You're
any
good.
thoughts? Right.
You're good.
So another reason why I wanted to bring you on here is because you've been in business for so long.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
You said 21 years.
Yeah,
21
21 years. Yeah.
Gee, and statistically, most businesses fail under 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And then if they make it the first 5 years, then they fail the next 5 years. So
Right,
like it's
right.
a greater chance for them to fail the
Wow.
following 5
No,
years.
that I didn't know.
Yeah. So
Okay.
can you imagine like you're
Mm.
21 years in
Mhm.
business?
Mhm.
I mean, how did this business even start? I guess let's start there.
Okay, so the business started actually organically. It wasn't something I was looking for. And
Mhm.
I
Okay.
always say that anybody that knows me, I was like it was a godsend.
Yeah.
I had my son and my daughter. My daughter was young. They're 4 years apart. I was struggling in corporate. So I worked for the I don't want to say the company, but I used to help pathologists in laboratories. So I
Okay.
put everything together for them, their
Yeah.
travel, everything. And it was just a very taxing job for me as a mom with 2 little kids who needed me. And my daughter used to, every time I dropped her off at daycare, she'd just go to the door and like, bye mom. And it would break my heart. So I know a lot of us suffer from mommy guilt when we work.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, all the time. So I had just started praying like, God, I'm not happy, and I had tried Mary Kay and I loved it. But I had a personal thing happen with my son. So I had to let that go for a while. So how the cleaning business came into my life was a friend of mine owned the cleaning business and
Okay.
she took off in a multi-level marketing. She had the cleaning business and she had a multi-level marketing business, and she started making like enormous amount of money in this multi-level marketing. So
Wow.
she knew my pain with my struggle with the corporate world. So
Yeah.
she offered me to buy her business.
Wow.
And it was like two or three houses a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It was just,
Yeah.
she for 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And I remember when she asked me, she's like, Kim, you should buy my business. And I told her, I laughed and said, oh, honey, no, I couldn't buy your business because I'm first of all, I don't know anything about cleaning.
Yeah.
It was not my forte. As I told you, I had hid that lady for a year.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, girl, no. But appreciate you. Like, I really appreciate you offering me that. But first of all, I don't have business experience.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about the cleaning. So I gracefully turned it down. But then she came back 6 months later and she said, God keeps bringing me back to you.
Wow.
So when she said that, I went to my husband at the time. I went to my friends, and everybody was kind of like, "Oh, Kim, that's kind of risky. That's risky. You've got a great job. You got great benefits.
Risky. See, that's the theme, right? Risk,
right? Yeah. So you don't want to give up what you working for a great company, right? you can retire there. And I was like, oh, wow. So I was shaking. I mean, I think about it right now and I shake, right?
Yeah.
And my brother and two best friends who are like sisters to me, they said, what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
You can try it. And if it fails, at least you tried.
Yeah, that's right.
So I shadowed her for 1 month.
Mhm.
And what I loved was, God bless you, meeting
you.
the clients. And what I did bring to the table was the gratitude that I had for the woman who helped me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? She doesn't realize what she did for me. She allowed me to be with my kids. Every time she came on, that weekend was fantastic. I cooked more.
Yeah.
I would cook from scratch. My ex-husband's Mexican, so I would like make
Oh.
stuff from scratch that weekend. You know, my sister-in-law, they taught me like great recipes. So I would have fun. I would have fun with my kids. I was a soccer coach. My kids were at Leiden, so they were in theater and pom pom girl and all this stuff. So I was able to be a hands-on mom.
Yeah.
And
Be
that made
present,
me
yeah.
happy,
Mhm.
right? And I would get it every 2 weeks just before it was going to fall to be where it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I could take care of that 1 week, but at the end, you know, I remember that. And then when I got into the business, I remembered Mary Kay said, when you become a red jacket in Mary Kay and that company,
Mhm.
the first thing they tell you to do is hire a cleaning person.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
You know why? Because because women, remember what I said, we're wired. A lot of women who are in Mary Kay, it's an at-home business. If the dishes are dirty, the bed's not made, toys are all over the house, your brain is wired to think about that because we multitask. You're not 100% productive in your business.
Right.
But if those things are done, you are laser focused in your
Yep.
business. And in Mary Kay, she wanted you to be laser focused with that time that you were dedicated to your business. So I remember her saying, you're more productive.
Yeah.
And it was true because I started doing the research, and it was like people who had cleaning people were 2 times or up to 5 times more productive in sales or in their business than someone who was not.
Oh, of course. That makes total
I didn't know
sense.
that back in 2004, 2005.
Wow.
I never thought about that in my own. I was more about my kids.
Right.
I was more like, I can
Right.
be with the kids. But there's so many other aspects to it in the cleaning industry.
Yeah.
The other one is educating people. That was another level that I brought to my business. Like, wow, did you know that women, mostly because women clean the house more. Nowadays, guys do too.
Yeah.
The people who clean their own house have a tendency to have lung cancer equivalent to someone who smokes a pack of cigarettes a day if they use traditional products.
Because they're inhaling the mist,
Wow.
right? Inhaling the chemicals.
They're inhaling the chemicals. And if you flip to the back of that box or that container, it tells you that it is bad for your respiratory system.
Carcinogenic.
Yep.
Exactly. So that was a moment for me to educate.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't know that. So you tell me like
That makes sense.
fabuloso, we can't be
Oh,
using
no. Oh, girl, it smells good, but no.
I got the jug this big at my
Yeah.
house.
A fabuloso?
Yeah.
It's
That
just-
was huge when I got
Yeah.
into
I mean,
business.
yeah,
And
Yes.
that makes sense too, because when you wipe things down, the chemicals get on your hand and
Yep.
it soaks through your skin. We don't think about it, but it makes sense.
That does make sense. Wow.
That's
So
And
scary.
some cleaners are just scent. They're not really doing a
That's
job.
true.
So for me,
That's
when
true.
you hire me and you're asking me to clean your house, there's a 3-step process to that. And it's cleaning, washing down, drying, and disinfecting.
Right.
And people
Wow.
don't know that when you're disinfecting a house, depending on the product, there's different dwell times. So a dwell time. So listen to this very carefully. This is very important.
Yeah,
If you're using a traditional product, let's just say you're using Lysol, because if somebody wants traditional products in my company, we use Lysol because Lysol kills, and there is no killing a virus. You're disabling a virus. So what happens is, if it says 99.9%, what it does, if it says 90 seconds, then you have to leave it on that surface for 90 seconds.
Interesting.
If you don't, you've made what they call a super virus. So you're spreading it more.
Wait, what is going on here? Hold on, I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
So you're right. There's a lot of, it's called a
Uh,
super virus in our world, is that you're not killing something, you're just moving stuff
moving
around.
it around. You're
Right,
swishing it around.
Right.
Ooh.
And for
Wow.
our people out there that use natural products, you really want to know that dwell time on like, I mean, I use Melaleuca, so I know mine, but like what's one in Target? I can't think of the name of it.
Good and Gather or something, right?
Or Green Earth or something like that.
Oh,
Just check the back of it,
The
because
dwell time.
the dwell time on
Interesting.
natural products will be
Yeah.
like 6 minutes, 10 minutes, because they need more time.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But you want to make sure that you leave that product on the surface that time,
Yeah.
and then wipe it off.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't think about that. I mean, I
did not
I
know
like
that at all.
the only thing I think about like natural is like vinegar,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Vinegar, water, baking soda. I don't even know what's baking soda, natural or bleach. Like I'm just like I know I just like I love bleach though. I do. Like it's like, but it's just
I know.
you
Yeah,
know, it's
I
like
know.
oh,
I understand.
bleach is
Yeah.
gonna kill it. You know,
Yeah,
that's all I
yeah.
think about, right?
Well,
But
bleach discolors it.
okay, I don't.
Oh, it
you're-
discolors the surface.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think I'm gonna be
Mhm.
traumatized after this conversation.
No,
But
it's
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
No, it's
No, it's
okay.
okay.
I don't even want to clean anymore. Just kidding.
No,
I
no,
want
no.
you to clean.
No, I think this is a great conversation. And we have some people jumping on, so I want to make sure that I give
Oh.
kudos. I forgot to do coffee time, so we still got to do coffee
Okay,
time.
we can do that. Too.
So
Oh, let me get a
Greg,
sip while we're talking.
Greg here.
Cheers.
It's funny, Gregory. Nice to have you on. I actually call him George.
Oh.
We played kickball. He came to play kickball with us, and the whole time I was calling him George. and he finally corrected me like at the end. I was
Yeah.
like, "You let me call you Jorge the whole time, dude." So this day I just call him George. Yeah, but hey, Greg.
It's stuck to you now.
Yeah, Rosario, of course, my girl.
Oh,
Good
hi,
afternoon. And then she
Love
wrote,
her.
"Loving the cleaning convo, LOL." Yes, cleaning convo is always good. And then of course let's go into coffee time, because that's the whole point of the show, is talking about what are you drinking?
What do we drink?
What are you
Oh,
drinking? Right?
What do
You
you
remember the coffee time? Remember?
Yes, I remember now.
So, Kim, since we're here,
Okay.
what are we drinking? Because
I brought yours.
you
So
brought mine too.
the actual coffee is Melaleuca.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
This
an
is
organic
Melaleuca?
coffee.
What?
Yeah, this is Melaleuca
Oh, it
coffee.
tastes really good.
It is
What
good.
is that?
It's organically grown.
Oh,
But we just tainted it, I ain't gonna lie, with some caramel macchiato creamer.
The cold foam
With the cold foam.
with the macchiato creamer.
cold foam
Cold
creamer
But
oat.
it's silk. Or is that the oat one? That's oat. So we have creamer. We have oat creamer on this lovely Melaleuca
It's
organic
dairy.
coffee.
It's dairy free.
There we go.
There we
There
go.
we
It's
go.
good.
There you go.
Good.
It tastes good.
25 calories for 2 tablespoons.
There we go. We're good. We're good.
So
then.
we're good.
We're good.
Yeah, this is what we're drinking. I didn't know that was Melaleuca.
Yeah, I drink Melaleuca only because actually coffee gets me nauseous.
Oh,
Really?
So Melaleuca doesn't.
Yeah.
So I drink it all the time. I have it here. I have it at home. I take it with me.
Remember we were like big mushroom? Me and you?
I did the
Oh,
mushroom with you for a
you-
long
yeah,
time.
you did it. You
I
Mushroom
stopped
did.
doing
coffee?
it? Yeah,
The
we
mushroom.
do it.
It's
It's
just very
not good.
granular.
doesn't taste
Mhm.
good.
But she was doing it religiously,
Right.
Yeah,
like
were you?
every morning.
Right.
She was.
Because we were doing the coffee chat.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were actually, it was because of you that I even tried
I know.
it.
I was promoting
and
it.
I wanted to
Yeah.
be healthy. I
Yeah.
always want to be. And as
Yeah.
I get older,
We
like,
try our best.
hey, I want to live my best life.
Yes. Yes.
So I
Yeah.
thought, okay, let me try. And I did it for a long, long time. I did it the whole time we did coffee chat.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Yeah.
So it was good. But
w-
I
it
like this
is.
because it's just smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it tastes
Mhm.
like coffee.
It tastes like
Tastes like
coffee.
coffee.
Yeah. And
It tastes
I
like
am
coffee.
a coffee
It tastes like
girl.
coffee.
Yeah, I
You
gotta
should
taste
try
it.
it.
I gotta taste
Yeah.
Try
it.
it. Yeah, I made a pot.
Oh, is there a name for a coffee person, like a coffee taster?
Coffee.
I'm sure there
aficionado.
is.
Are
I'm
you for
sure-
real?
Coffee
Oh.
connoisseur.
Yeah, connoisseur
Ca-
aficionado.
yeah.
Okay.
Coffee connoisseur, of
Okay.
course.
No.
Were you with me? Somebody told me that there's like a water, like a sommelier for like
Right, the wine.
There's
Mhm.
like a water,
It was me that was telling
it
you.
you,
Yeah, it
right?
was me.
and that's crazy to me. So there has to be something.
There
I'm
has
sure.
to be
I'm
something
sure
for
there
coffee.
is.
Yeah, of
They're
course.
probably Colombian. because Colombian coffee or Arabic, those coffees,
Right, right.
Turkish coffee,
Yeah,
Arabic
yeah, yeah.
coffee.
Oh my God, turkey! Was it turkey coffee that we
Oh,
had? What was that? That was
Yes.
that
so.
stuff is,
Yes.
but it'll wire
That was
you
so
up.
good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Some
gets
kind of
you
Middle
going.
Eastern, yeah,
Mhm,
Turkish, yeah.
mhm.
So we have Rosario. She put having good old Dunkin'. She put having good old Dunkin'.
Ain't nothing wrong with Dunkin'. I love the
America
Midnight
runs.
Brew.
America runs on Dunkin'.
Yes,
That's
I
right.
don't like
Professionals
Dunkin'.
run on Dunkin'.
Professionals run on Dunkin'.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not a big Dunkin' person. Like
Yeah.
I could drink it, but I'm not. I rather Starbucks.
Mhm.
Like I just, but not.
Not a,
No, no, no,
mm-mm.
no, no, no.
Ooh, ooh.
Wait,
Oh.
wait. I knew
What's
this
going
was
on
gonna
here?
go somewhere political.
No,
No,
I'm not
let's
gonna
not.
get
Let's not do
political.
it
I don't know nothing about
political.
Right.
I
But
know
I have my own coffee now.
No.
Just for savings and
No,
then
for
being
sure.
healthy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
it
just
is
make my own
pricey.
coffee.
It,
Yeah, it's
and I
pricey.
tip
It's
them.
expensive.
I
Yeah.
tip my barista.
Yeah.
Do you tip your baristas?
Yeah,
I
I
do.
yes.
Do you tip your barista?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
I like
depending.
because I'm always like soy milk, no whip, one pump of the
Okay.
syrup.
Yeah,
So because
yeah,
I give like a specific
Yeah,
request, I feel
yeah.
like
I'm
let
just
me
like
give you a
caramel
tip.
macchiato.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
See, I love it.
I'm black coffee. All they got to do is
I
just pour
wish
it in
I
there.
could.
I don't
just
like
pour
the
it in
black
there.
coffee at Starbucks though. It's
It's
nasty.
strong. It's strong.
The Americano.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Americano.
Yeah, no, but this is actually really good, the Melaleuca one. So now,
Oh,
now
good.
actually I like it. I mean, yeah, I never knew that there was coffee under that brand. I
So
actually,
Yeah.
Melaleuca is a store. So they have a pharmacy. My kids grew up on
Really?
the pharmacy. So my kids, they did that. They have the whole line for the cleaning. Obviously, I use that.
Mhm.
They have the laundry line. They have a beauty line.
Yeah.
They have an amazing vitamin line, workout,
Really?
popcorn.
I
all that
did
stuff.
when I was training for the marathon. You guys have these energy drinks,
Access
man. They're
bar.
like crack.
Yeah.
They were so good
They
though.
look crack.
But it would because when you're training, you
Yeah,
remember when I was training for the
yes,
marathon?
That was serious. That's why I watched her.
Yeah.
That's why you watch.
That's why I
it.
That's why she watched. But
I
but I
cheered her
was
on.
like
Good.
because after training I was like dead at the end
Yes.
of the day.
Yes.
So it's like black coffee or
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Melaleuca drinks. Those
Yeah.
were amazing. So
Yeah.
I did like those. I have Jeanette. She wrote Hola. She put Hola. Kim is back. Heart face.
Yeah,
he
we
put-
love Kim.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did the cooking with Rosario. I went to her house.
Oh, did you?
Man, that was amazing.
What did you cook with her?
I don't remember. It was some kind of pork, carne guisado,
Oh, carne guisado.
and
Guisado de
and green
puerco?
green
Oh.
salsa with
Is she still
beans and
on?
rice.
Bro,
Girl,
she
she can cook.
loves
She
she
can cook.
loves cooking.
That's how she got that. That's why she's engaged.
That's why she's
Oh.
engaged.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's engaged.
she's engaged. She's gonna be married in
Go,
August for
Rosario.
real. For real, she got.
But
she
the
got
wise
him.
community is beautiful ladies. So I just want to shout out to all the
Oh.
wise community ladies. You're so heartfelt and loved, and I try to always be there when I can to see you all. But it's so nice to be here today just to say hello
Aw.
and a shout out to all of you. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you,
Mhm.
thank you. So
Mhm.
so what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Two Brothers coffee. It's a local. I think it's a local brewery slash.
Isn't it
Is that in
Aurora?
Yeah, it's in
Aurora?
Aurora.
Oh yeah.
They
It's
have
in
that
Aurora.
the
The
big that big
bar.
yeah.
Roundhouse. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So apparently they make coffee too. So I got a bag of their coffee. It's like the brew house coffee, whatever.
Wow.
It's good. It's dangerous.
Wow.
It is
Why is
very
it dangerous?
caffeinated,
Oh,
which I like it because when I drink coffee, I don't get that like caffeine buzz,
okay.
but certain coffees do, and this is one of them. So
Okay.
it's very strong. I don't want to say it's very strong. It's strong if you need a good caffeine pickup. This is the one. So
That's
tastes pretty good. I'm drinking it black.
You
It's
go.
good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like drinking black is like an acquired taste. It's something
Yeah.
you have to build.
You
Like,
have
people,
to really like it. Yeah.
You
Like
did it
people
while
that
you were
drink-
running.
I love black coffee, but sometimes I just need the sweetness.
Yeah,
Once in a while, it's like
yeah.
I need something sweet.
I don't
Yeah.
drink black all the time, but I do enjoy the black. Like I
Yeah.
like drinking
Mhm.
whiskey. I like cigars, and that's an acquired taste too.
Oh,
You have to
okay.
get used to
Okay.
liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some whiskeys that are quite delicious.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, yes. Straight. Straight. Like what?
It has
Like
to
what?
be straight.
has
Yeah.
to be
Let's
straight.
not talk about
Okay,
alcohol
you know what?
because
Yeah,
coffee.
that'll be another conversation.
Coffee.
That's another coffee chat.
That's a
That's
alcohol.
a-
That's another coffee
It's
That's
a
an after
whiskey.
hours.
Oh,
That's an
after
After
hours.
hours whiskey
coffee
chat.
Yeah,
We
that's
should do that with
Whiskey chat.
That's a good
yeah
one.
whiskey chat with cigars.
Yes.
So I brought the cigar, by the way. Don't let me
Oh,
forget.
yes. I'll
So
definitely take that.
Rosario, she put I love me some Kim heart face. and Jeanette put LOL laughing face. So
Love that.
Yeah.
no, great. They're great. Um, yeah. Now I'm thinking about coffee and I'm thinking about cigars and whiskey. So
That's
I don't
okay.
know,
That's
let me
okay.
let me dejumble my brain right now. It's funny that you said that. Coffee with the ADHDers, it doesn't really do anything to me. Like I could
Yeah.
drink coffee and go to sleep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
I
Me too.
cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot, but you
Mm-mm.
don't have ADHD. I don't
I
think
have
you
ADD, but
you-
I'm not hyper.
You're not
No,
hyper?
but I do
Mhm.
have ADD. I asked my assistant.
I didn't know you. I didn't know
Yeah.
you had
I
it.
have ADD. Well, I found out because I went with my son to get tested on
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and he has it. And when he was answering the questions, I was like, check, check. I'm like,
Oh.
well, I have it too. So that's where he gets it from. Well, hello. We weren't. I wasn't tested in school for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's very hard for me. You can captivate me when I'm very passionate about something.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you could get the
I'm
attention.
very, but I
Yes.
mean, I am very easily distracted. Like when they
Yeah.
say squirrel,
Yeah, me too.
you know,
Me
I'm
too.
like, phew.
Yep.
So, and then when I get a download of a creativity thing,
Mhm.
you got to be there because that's where my assistant is like, hold on, because I'm like,
Yeah.
right, but
I know that feeling.
yeah,
Yeah, for
right.
sure.
It's like, okay, you
For
got to
sure.
get it right now. Like when we're
Yes,
sitting
yes.
and we're talking about newsletters or
Right.
what are we going to do this quarter,
Right, right,
and then I start thinking. Then because I'll forget what it is because it
Yep.
comes so fast, but I'm
yep.
also easily distracted.
I think that's the
I'm that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm for sure that too.
I think entrepreneurs are though.
Yes.
We all.
I
I
think
agree.
we are.
I
We
agree.
tend to have that more in this community of people saying either they're ADD or ADHD. It makes me feel very good
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I'm learning now to be more honed in instead of I used to take multitasking like a
Mhm.
badge of honor
Yeah. Yeah.
when actually it's better to be focused
It is.
on your task. And I'm learning that. Shout
Yeah.
out to my assistant who I love, adore. She is the best, Virginia.
Woohoo.
Shout out
She
Virginia.
Virginia, because she always pulls me in. We
That's
always
good.
need that
Brings you
person.
back. Yeah.
She reels me back in, and she's always like, to be the best at one thing, we got to finish this task before we go on, and
Yeah.
let's do it to 100%, so that when we get it done, it's done, right?
And that's why I think having those partners or
Oh.
those
Yeah.
assistants or those helpers or teammates
Or
that
co-hosts.
or co-hosts.
mentors or coaches. I'm
Or
really
coaches.
big.
Yeah,
I'm
yes.
huge on that.
I know you are. I
I'm
know
huge
you are.
on you have to have a coach or a mentor.
You were from my Fantastic Four. So she took a shot at me.
Oh.
She took a shot at me.
Oh.
Yeah. So her, Amal, Mary Yee, and
Mhm.
Nancy Fernandez, when I first launched my coaching program.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I think I was really transparent with them.
Yeah.
I was like, I have this passion. I know I can coach. I know that I've done coaching and I know that this is going to change people. I just
Mhm.
don't know. Like, I was just so transparent with them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you want to take a shot at
Mhm.
me and take the program?
Okay, I thought you meant like she
Yeah.
was coming after you. Like,
Like shooting
no,
me?
I took
She
a
took a shot,
chance. I
took a
took a
chance.
chance,
A
Yeah,
chance
yeah.
on me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
also,
yeah.
you don't know what that. I didn't have the money to do that then. This is why it's so that taught me
Really?
something. No, I didn't have the money then to do.
I didn't know that. I was
know.
okay. Do tell.
Well, the thing is I learned after I took that course. Well, let me back up. So I did that to take a chance on you. It
Yeah.
wasn't to take a chance on you. It was to support you because I knew
course.
what you wanted to do and I
Yeah.
believed in you. And
Yeah.
I said, I want to be a part of this because I know this young woman is going to go somewhere.
Mhm.
And I want to be a part of this, right?
Yeah.
The thing was, I didn't have the. Let me retract that. I did have the money, but in my mind, because I had a poor mentality, we have to be careful as business people,
Yeah.
as business owners. We look at money.
Oh, we're going deep today.
Well, I'm just saying, you got to look at investment. What am I going to get on this,
Mhm.
right? Because as women, we tend to, we want to look good or whatever your vice is. We all have them.
We all have them.
If you change that, if you are disciplined with that for a moment and put
For
that
sure.
to something that's going to give you a return where you're going to advance at whatever it is you need to advance in,
Yeah.
you can do it.
For sure.
Right. But I'm not telling you like, go find $50,000 because someone's telling you need $50,000, put it all on your
For
credit
this
card.
program.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying though, there are things that you should, if you need a coach and you need a mentor,
Yeah.
you do. I'm not asking, you do. If
Yeah.
you're in business,
Yeah.
you can't do it alone. It's
Right.
it's a team effort and you need somebody. I always say get someone that's in your field, but you also need to work on your personal. So when I signed up with you, my mentality was I can't afford that X amount of dollars,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But because it was you, I made it happen. And then at the end, I was like, I could have not afforded not to take that class.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because there
Yeah.
were two things till today that I got out of that class.
For real.
One was boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how horrible I was on boundaries. And boundaries are important in your personal
Very.
and your
Your
business
business.
life.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
Yeah.
And being a leader,
Oh,
because I don't like the word boss, I like leader.
leader.
I am a leader in my
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
boss nobody.
Yeah.
I don't fire people either. They fire themselves.
That's a
I
great
tell them that every day. I'm not going to
Yeah.
fire you. You're going to do stuff and you're going to fire yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
But a leader is someone who, they want to make their team grow. They
Yep.
want to pour into people.
Yep.
yeah.
But you have to have healthy boundaries. I will never forget that. At the end of that, I didn't miss a beat. When we had that course, there was one night I was driving in the dark. I had it
she
on.
was on.
I was
in
like,
the
I'm
dark,
here.
yeah.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And Jennifer's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm driving, but just keep going because I got
Yeah.
my homework. I'm ready.
I got my homework.
I got my homework,
I
right?
love
Because
that.
it was so interesting. And the other one was conflict resolution.
Yeah.
That
Mm.
changed I was always, I don't like conflict. That was me. I don't like conflict.
Oh,
Right.
gosh.
I embrace it now
Yeah.
because it's a way to advance. It's not, it's
Yes,
like, how
yes.
am I going to solve something? It's not a conflict. It's resolution.
It's necessary.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an obstacle. How are we going to resolve
Mhm,
this?
mhm.
So now when we have something in my team, in my business, and they come and, we have our days, right? But most often now it's like, okay, this is a problem. How can we fix this? And I get them
Mm.
involved in it. My team is involved in those resolutions instead of it coming from
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
There's a problem. I'm gonna put it on the table. Let's all brainstorm this.
I
Right,
love
right.
that.
Right? Let's all
Mhm.
brainstorm it because guess what? We have changed roles. When I first started, I was cleaning. That's why I wasn't attaining my goals. But at that time, I had a different mentality because I wanted to be with my kids. Once I got a divorce, that business that was contributing to my household became something that had to sustain my
Yeah,
family,
yeah.
me and my children, me and
Yeah.
my two kids. So your mindset changes. And remember when we first started that course, the first thing that you started with was mindset. Since then, I have taken different courses, and I'll tell you, I don't care what course you take. When you're an entrepreneur, the first thing they talk about is mindset.
Always.
Yes, yes,
Always, right?
yes.
And
It
it's
starts with you.
It starts with you.
Mhm.
Always.
That is something that's very reversed from corporate because corporate's always like, don't bring your personal,
Right.
For sure.
right? You can't,
Yeah.
and that's a business setting, but what you have to understand, which I thought of when I was young, but didn't understand it. You can't not bring personal to
Right.
work,
Oh, of course.
right? You got to
Mhm.
have you good for you to be great
Yes.
at doing what you got to do.
Yeah. Because
right?
because if you're in a bad mood or if you're dealing with something, you
right.
can't. So it's kind of like, okay, nip it in the butt, deal with it so that
Right.
you can be the best when you're whatever you're doing at that
Right.
moment, right? So I get that
Right.
to me is essential. Like,
And that's why, like your generation, my generation, we weren't encouraged to go to therapy.
mm,
It was pick yourself up, shake that off, and keep it going,
yeah,
which is what you call living in survival all the time.
the time.
The young generation
Yeah.
knows that it's important to have therapy. There is such a thing as mental health,
Yep.
right? And you have to
Mhm.
take care of your mental
Mhm.
health, and you don't need to
Absolutely.
be running the ground with the daily grind.
Yeah.
You got to take time for you. And
Mhm.
that's why I love hanging around young people too and understand. We just have a great exchange, right? Because you
Yeah.
can always learn from one another.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you have like a young vibe, right? Like like
do.
so like
The young energy.
yeah, which is great because then anyone can really kind of just hang out with you, right?
Oh, that's good.
Like the last time I was with you, you kept giving me drinks. I was like, "What's happening here?" You know,
Oh.
That was a good night.
That was a good night. I was like,
That's
"Wait,
fun.
Kim's getting me messed up right now." No, it was fun. It was a good time. It was a good time. But so risk taking, right? I guess that's really what I wanted to talk about today was because as an entrepreneur, we're constantly taking risks.
Yeah.
And maybe
Mhm.
that's part of our ADHD too,
Yeah.
right? The risk taking. But
Mhm.
like, how important is it? And you too, Sebastian, like how important it is to take risks as an
Mhm.
entrepreneur. Is it an important thing? Like I think,
Mhm.
playing it safe, we limit ourselves when we're playing it safe
Yeah.
all the time.
I would say you in order to grow, you constantly have to become uncomfortable.
Yes.
I don't know. Risk taking what I would say to that is you got to have the right people around you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Yeah.
have that good inner circle that knows and supports you authentically. That's really there for you. You know who those people are.
Yeah.
Because they can guide you. That's where masterminding comes in. So when I'm going to make a big leap on something, I like to sit down and mastermind it and really map it out,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I constantly have to get uncomfortable as an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. All the time.
Right.
Mhm.
And that means that can mean networking. That could be public speaking. That could be, just trying a new program. That could mean investing in
Mhm.
yourself. That's uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When you reveal things about you, the boundary thing, I go back to that. When that onion was peeling on me
Mhm.
about my boundaries, I realized as a parent what I did without boundaries.
Mhm.
I realized as a wife, oh wow, I should have done da 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 da. I didn't have boundaries. It really revealed it was about me and how can I better me? I could have been a better wife. I could have been a better mom. I did my best at the time that I did it. I don't regret it. But if I would have taken that class earlier, I know I would have made different decisions based on the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Don't ever, ever
Yes.
pass up the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to get knowledge, right? Because knowledge helps you make those decisions, whether they're right for you or not. But you have the choice when you have the knowledge. When you
Right.
don't have the knowledge, you go into things blind, and that's where you spiral.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just my opinion. What do you think?
Risk. I risk every day.
Mm-hmm.
Because the goals, if you are, so
Mhm.
I'm speaking from the experience of like you started to.
Mm-hmm.
No one around me has ever owned a business. No one around me that I knew said, "Oh, go for it,"
Mm-hmm.
and no one around me. So when I made the decision to be full time, I was the only one that was kind of like supporting myself. Oh, go do this because it's the only way you're gonna grow. But I was telling everybody, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna quit this income, this consistent income, so I can grow. And I think it's probably the ADHD too, saying I can do it. I can't focus on two things at once. I can't focus on having a full-time job and then
Mm-hmm.
try to start a business. So I just you have to be your biggest supporter and your biggest push. I mean, I didn't start out no, I'll take this back. I started out believing that I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
if I really want to do this and I believe I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that personal belief, when you don't have that support system to say, hey, try this,
Mm-hmm.
that personal belief of I believe I can, that's the only thing that's going to get you through to it.
Right.
And I still believe I can, and I still believe I can get these higher dreams that I have. But it all came from that initial push of like, we have to make that, we talked about the quantum leap, right? We have to make that decision to believe in ourselves and keep telling ourselves that, from the beginning. Like I've struggled with like depression and all that from the beginning,
Okay.
for my entire life actually, and like self-doubt and stuff like that. But once I made that decision to just, all right, I'm still going to have those thoughts and I know they're going to come. But once I made that decision, I'm just going to believe. I really want this and I'm just going to believe. And after that, it brought me here to amazing people.
Wow.
And secondly, your point on once you get to a point where all right, I believe, I'm working it and I'm learning, attach and find yourself people that can build that team around you.
Yeah.
When I started your tribe, when I started growing, I didn't realize, I was like, I could do this all on my own. Like, I don't need nobody. Just like how a lot of girls like, I don't need no man. I'm like, I don't need nobody.
Speak for yourself.
Right.
We ain't saying that shit.
Yeah, I used to say that, but thank you, Carla Montesinos. Shout out to my daughter who said, Mom, you need to stop that. You do need a man. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we need people. We need community. It takes I like to say this all the time because it can translate to anything. It takes a village to raise a baby.
It does. Amen.
And what you're doing, no matter what it is, even yourself, you are a baby, and what you're doing, whatever business you're doing, it's a baby. You have to foster it and nurture it so it can become what you want. So first, I believed in myself, and I just didn't let I didn't take that away from myself because I'm like, I know I can do it. I know it's going to get there. And that pushed me through to now where it keeps pushing me towards that risk. I think that's the thing we're talking about. The risk is knowing, okay, now it's not just me. I have to build a team of partners to give me the guidance, find a mentor and give me the guidance, tell me I can do it, show me that I can do it because it's being done right in front of me. And then go back to my original idea of risk, of taking that risk, is believing in myself.
Wow. Can I say something though? This is why I love for years and years and years, my comfort zone, because I am an advocate for women, as you know, I love building my sisterhood and building on women. But I really, really embrace networking with men. And the reason being is the difference of how you think. So I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be vulnerable here in front of which is important when you're trying to relay a message. You said you just said, I believe in me. I'm going to take this chance, even though you had the gremlin talk.
Yes.
I didn't have that. Now,
you didn't have the gremlin talk.
No.
Okay.
So I didn't believe in myself. And I kept saying to myself, what am I doing? The gremlin was more powerful in my mind of saying, what do you think? Who do you think you are? What are you doing? Yeah. It took, and I'll do this shout out to Gail Brown for this, of Engaging Speakers. I'll never forget. I was somewhere and I was in a networking event and I had just became a leader in a group, WESOs. Okay. And I remember saying to her, I don't want to let this group down. What am I doing? How in the world could I, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And she said to me, Kim, you have to believe in yourself, but right now you don't. I'm going to lend you the confidence.
I've heard you say this before.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to lend you the confidence until you believe in yourself. Yeah. Some people, and that's me. And when I say that, people will say to me, you didn't believe in yourself. I really didn't. Yeah. Yeah. But I had to. And I didn't fake it till I made it. I was very like, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? I want to be the best. So that's where the educating started coming in, where I started educating myself in the cleaning industry. I knew I was a people person. I knew I loved people. I knew I loved doing things with integrity. I knew I wanted to be the best company that I could be. But did I believe in it initially? No. It took my tribe and me just falling and getting up and going through it to now look at it and go, you know what?
Right.
I believe. Now the confidence came with the education, with the daily, with the tribe, with looking at other women and being exposed to women who I admired and was like, wow. And when you listen to their story, this is why I love women retreats. And I say that because we'll look at this woman, right? And we're like, wow, she's got it all together. She's such a badass, right? And she'll get up and tell her story. And she'll say, I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. Or she'll say something like, I was abused or something crazy and you'll go, what? What? I would have never thought, right? And I'm one of those, you would have never thought. And some people might have seen it, might have seen that insecurity because, people are keen on things, right? Yeah. But that's what I love about men. You walk in a room with men and even if they're not confident, they allude that I'm confident, right? And us as women, sometimes, you're poking your chest out and sometimes we're more like being more humble. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just the difference of the Venus and Mars. Yeah. But it's nice. I didn't know that about you. So I'm learning just as you're sitting here when you were like, I didn't believe, but I believed. And you were like not taking no for an answer. Yeah. And what I see that is someone who was hungry. Yeah. Yeah. They were like, I am going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. No one's going to tell me no. And I've always admired people like that because and I've gotten so much better at it with self-development is I was the person, if you said, what do you think you're doing? Then I'd be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. Right. And then now I'm like, no, I can do this. Or even if I'm scared to death, I'm going to do it because I know now that I have to get uncomfortable. Right. And sometimes it's just that idea of getting uncomfortable. You don't confuse insecurities and self-doubt with being uncomfortable.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good point. Say that again.
Don't confuse insecurity and
Insecurities.
self-doubt with being uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
right.
that's the same fear, right?
Right.
It's just like the good fear of you're not going to walk off the Sears
Mhm.
Tower and jump, right? That's protecting us
Yeah.
because you're going to die,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But that same fear is when you're going to public speak.
Yep.
Doesn't differentiate,
Mhm.
right? It's just the body's protecting,
Huge. Yeah.
Correct.
right? So you
Yeah.
got to differentiate. Is this me being fearful because of growth, or is this be me thinking I'm not good enough?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you got to switch it to I'm going to do this.
Right.
I
Yeah.
got this. Right?
Right.
Like what you're saying. And I
Mhm.
admire you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
good.
Definitely.
Yeah, because fear doesn't know the difference.
It doesn't know the
It doesn't. Your
difference.
body
Your brain
still
doesn't
is
know.
feeling the same
It
thing.
does.
Mhm.
You know, like I'm gonna die right now. You know. You know, but
Yeah,
but
yeah.
even like
I know exactly what you're talking
you know, like the whole quantum leaping and making
Mm.
these decisions of like I'm gonna do it no matter what. Like
Mhm.
having that
Yeah.
tribe or people around you to really
Oh.
just give you that support, because like
Mhm.
being an entrepreneur is hard.
It's
You are
very
going to
It is.
have
hard.
rough
It's
moments.
lonely.
It could be
is.
very
It
lonely.
is.
And then you're still human, so you're still going to go through life
Mhm.
as an entrepreneur. And I think for me, like you specifically, ma'am, right here, I don't know if you realize it, but like there was a
Right here.
this man right here, this lady right here, there was a point in time where I just didn't want to do nothing. Remember when I was going through my
Mhm.
moment?
Yeah.
I was depressed. I didn't understand what I was going through. All I knew is all these ladies were following me and they were like,
Mhm.
Jen, why aren't you doing these events?
Yeah.
Why aren't you? And I
Mhm.
was just like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Like I was going
Yeah.
through my moment, right? But it was Kim and other ladies that were like, no, like
Mhm.
they held me down while, you know, going through my
Mhm.
moment,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Of like, because you know, as an entrepreneur, you need to eat and you need to make money and
Yeah.
you need to put yourself out there, and
Mhm.
that tribe that supports you and is like, no, keep going, keep pushing.
Mhm.
Like, because if I didn't have that tribe, I would have been like, I'm done.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
I
right.
give up. I don't want to do wise no more. I don't want to do events no more. I don't want to do real estate no more. I just, you know,
right.
go under a rock and die. Like that's how bad it was for me, right? And it was you and a couple of ladies that were like, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It-
Because we saw you. I mean, but see, that's the beautiful thing. You went through that. Now I'm going through it. So when things come out, life is funny.
It is.
You think you're going this way, and all of a sudden a door closed, and you're like, wait a
what?
minute.
Yep.
Well, where'd that come from? Right?
Yep.
I
Oh,
wasn't ready for that. I
Yeah,
was so
yeah.
busy over
I was
here.
looking
and
over
also,
there.
I was looking over here, and I think as entrepreneurs too, I remember some woman randomly from my breakup recently. She said to me, I said, I work a lot, and it's kind of hard. I don't, because she's like, are you dating? I'm like, no, I have no desire to,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And because I work a lot, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought about you because that's what I'm saying. When you go through things with people,
Yeah.
I have had many moments where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to
Mhm.
go to work today. I don't want to go to NNA today. I don't want to go to WESO's today. I
Yeah.
don't want to go anywhere. And Virginia will say,
Your rock.
where you at? What's
Where
the
you
matter?
at? Yeah.
Come on, it's okay. You got this. We
Aw.
need you. And she said this to me this morning. I didn't feel good today. And she said, Kim, you have got to take care of yourself.
Mhm.
Oh.
You got to stop spreading yourself so thin.
Yeah.
And she said, the reason being, we need you.
Yeah.
Mm.
We need you.
We.
need you to
Wow.
be our leader in this company.
Mm.
And if you get sick or something happens to you, what's going to happen to us?
Ooh.
That's-
Yeah, that's deep.
That's
And
deep.
so those are,
Man.
see, that's like, we said this to you
Yeah.
in Wise.
Yeah.
I remember saying come on. And then the thing was, just be vulnerable, just be you.
Yeah.
And that's all you got to
Wow.
do, right?
Yeah.
And you came back better than you were before, right?
Harder.
You came harder, stronger,
You know,
doing other things. We just have to, that tribe is so
Mhm.
important.
it is.
It is so important. And, obviously your home, your family is there. I have some great family, but Virginia, I can't say enough about her. The ladies that work in Crystal Klear Cleaning,
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
they're amazing women, and
Yeah.
we all stick together and we all go through stuff. And that's why I have an open door policy.
Yeah.
Like, come on in. I know you're having a bad day. I will stop what I'm doing. And if it's that important, we're going to make an appointment so I can talk to you about it. Right. But I have to say, in my business, Virginia's a rock.
Wow.
because she said that this morning. We need you to take care of you because we need you.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
Right?
essential.
That's essential. And then I came in and you were like, you got to take care of
Yes,
you, right?
yes,
So that's a
yes,
God thing,
yes.
right? God's talking to us. But we all need this, what we have right here. And it's
Yeah.
very essential in entrepreneurship.
So much.
It's very
It really
essential because
is.
we are lonely. And then if you are single, it's even lonelier because at night you have to sit there and be with yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But knowing that we're loved, knowing that we are leaders, knowing that I just saw this Luther Vandross documentary, and I was such a big Luther. I still am. I love Luther Vandross. Girl. I can tell you that's another coffee chat, right?
That's the whiskey chat. That's the whiskey chat.
That's a
That's the
whiskey
whiskey
evening
chat.
chat, right? But there was
Yeah.
a song that he said. I didn't get the message of the song this way. It was called Any Love. That song, Any Love, he said he never had a relationship that he wanted. He never had that love relationship.
Interesting.
But in the song Any Love, it was any love, meaning the love of your family, the love of your crew, the love of your audience,
Yes.
the love of the people around you. That's all the
Yeah.
love that God gave him on this earth. He didn't have that love connection.
Yeah.
And I've always put that it's such
wow.
a big, I could get emotional on this one. I've always thought of, I grew up in the Cinderella era.
Yeah.
The guy is going to come on the horse. I did. I believed it.
Happily ever
I believed it. I am
after.
such a hopeless romantic.
Yes.
But that like 2 weeks ago, I sat down with my sister at home and we watched it. And
Cinderella.
I was like, no.
Oh,
The Vandross documentary, right?
Okay.
And I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I put too much on this emphasis of that relationship.
Yeah.
I have so much love around me.
Yes.
Right. There's so much like love in my business, love with right here, love in groups.
We love you, Kim.
I love you guys too. Right. And so when he said any love, we shouldn't put such a big stipulation on certain love. Like, be grateful, man. There's so many people, who knows? I probably, who knows if you have that person beside you, but look at who's around you.
Yes,
For sure.
Like, look at your tribes, look at what you're doing in life. And it, like he said, any love. And that really changed. It really helped me in that moment to say, oh, it's okay to be alone because any love, there's so much other love around.
And allow yourself to validate that love as it's enough for you. Because I've kind of I'm single too. I've been struggling.
Oh, the three of us are.
Yeah,
we're all single.
ready to mingle. But
that's another coffee chat.
That's whiskey. That's after hours.
With remembering that you are loved.
Oh wow!
Is
I didn't
huge.
realize that.
Because I've been going through my business stuff for the last 2-3 years, and I went alone. I broke off alone on purpose for like my connection from family, my connection with friends and stuff like that to focus, right?
Got you.
But then I realized I need like I guess love, right? Affection, and that comes in all forms.
Right.
But I've began
birthday, and I think I told no, I don't know if I told you, but I was gonna call him, and my daughter was like, absolutely not. And I thought about that song, and me and my sister were crying when we
During the
watched
movie.
the documentary because we thought, oh my gosh, he didn't ever have a girlfriend. He never got married, but he was happy. But he was so happy. He was so happy with the love. That's why the song he made, Any Love.
All right. So sorry for those that are watching. I know we were for a second we went out and they were still continued their conversation, and I'm here like oh my god, the camera's out, and I'm running to get put a battery in there. No, you guys are fine. I think one thing, you guys were super into the conversation. The only thing that I picked up that I wanted to like throw in there from what you guys were saying was, I think singleness is a powerful tool in the sense of you can really focus on your calling. Right? Because when you are married, because you've been married, I've been married, you haven't been, but you were in a relationship. But you have to pour into that person, and now it's a big responsibility because being with another person is a ministry. It's that in itself is something where you give yourself to this person, right, in every capacity, like you guys are supposed to become one, right? So it's like, how can you really do other things if you're trying to also pour into this person? Because the moment that you do get into a covenant or in a marriage or whatever, now you're all about this person, right? And it takes away from whatever mission God might have at that moment for you. So how I've come to terms, because remember, I've always been in relationships. I've never been single this long, right? But it's like, okay, well, what it is God has me in a season where I'm meant to be single because there's a calling behind it. Right. And
I needed to hear that today.
Yeah. So no, I'm glad that I'm saying that. That's what okay, no, you gotta say this, right? Because if we are because let's say you find someone and you start pouring into this person, you start dating, you get excited, right? You want to spend time with them, then they're going to start taking away from the focus.
The focus
right?
becomes taken away.
It does. So it's like, so I'm learning to appreciate the singleness that I'm in, because it's kind of like, no, there's a mission here. There's a vision that needs to get accomplished, and God can't use me married at this point. Or in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And
so
I resonate with that, and then we do have to wrap up, but I resonate with that because when I started my business, that's when I broke up with my ex of 6 years. And I'm like, even at that time, I knew it had to happen, because if it wasn't for that, I was spending a lot of time with her and pouring into her, and I didn't spend time like networking, didn't spend any time really on my business and doing any of that. So yeah, God puts you in these seasons because you're meant for something bigger. Like me and my brief story, me and my ex were together for 6 years, and then we moved in together and lived together for 2 months as I started my business, and then we broke up. And and I look back and I'm like, wow, that was so powerful, because one, I learned a lot about myself. And number two, I was able to take my focus on my business. And I've been single for like almost three years now going on. But and I think it's because of that seasonality of like the singleness, to focus, not just to be around and go do, the whole single, live the single life, but because
be
there's more to that.
Be intentional
There's
with
more
the
to that.
singleness.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be, and it does it get lonely? Sure. That's part.
And
that's
I had a
normal.
different perspective. I was more in a relation. The last one, at least, was more like a partnership, because I wanted to. I love relationships. I do like being in a relationship, but I also like lifting two people up. Like, let's go to another level together. Let's do this thing, like almost like a power partner thing.
Partner.
Because like even in our
Power
networking, power love, right? There we go, power love. See, I love power love, but hey, maybe this is obviously my season to just focus on Kim, I guess. But I'm very much a team player. I know that in order for me to be successful, my team needs to be successful. So I've always had a team mentality, even with my relationships. Like let's take this and run. I'm a partnership kind of person. That's probably why when my daughter was like, get into your feminine energy, because I've always been more like, come on, let's lock arms and do this together. Because I think flying together is so much more fun. I like what you just said. I've been looking at that.
No, it lifts the load for sure. The load is not as heavy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. You can partner up like with Virginia, right?
Yeah,
right?
Virginia's
That's
amazing.
still someone that could support you during this time.
And networking groups.
And networking groups.
They're always.
So I think, we're all in that season, so it's like it makes sense that we're talking about this. There was a good point I was about to say, but I already forgot the train of thought because then I started thinking about something else. But I think we have a lot going on here. I know we were gonna wrap up here, but so Kim, if anyone needs to reach out to you. Oh no! Now I know my thought. It came before I wrap it up because I was like, damn it! I really got this thought that I want to share. When you said about the feminine energy and stuff like that, and you want one thing that I've been learning is like, do whatever you want your partner to do for you. You start doing it now for yourself, right? Do you get what I'm saying? So like.
Elaborate on that.
Just a little bit. We need a little bit more.
So like, if you are looking for, let's say, someone to take care of you, and you always, because we're talking about feminine and masculine energy, right? So if you're constantly in your feminine energy and you want people to pour into you, then you always do it for yourself. Put yourself in positions where someone's always pouring into you. Right? Or does that make sense? Like you want, like, for example, somebody wants to go always out fine dining. They want to find
that.
Right? You do that for yourself.
So you're saying put yourself in situations to receive what you're lacking.
Yes. And then
so like I do love fine dining. So like take myself out to dinner.
And I do it all the time. I go out by myself. I go.
Oh, really?
I love
I've never done that.
I do. It's nice.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, eating by yourself.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I always put myself in something where like, okay, I have to meet my needs right now. By myself, right? I'll do everything, but I should be living the lifestyle that I want by myself, so that the right partner will see it and just come alongside me.
Wow.
Right? Because
see what I'm talking about, young people.
Because it's not going to make sense for you to like be this entrepreneur, and in your mind you want this lifestyle, but you're not living it. You're not living the authenticness of it.
And you have to wait until you have a partner, so then you feel like you miss out on life.
Yeah, and that's not what it is. Like you need you said it once, build the plane as it's going. What did you say?
Build the plane as it's flying.
Right. So like, even like you're in the trajectory, it's gonna come when whoever that person is gonna be, but just start working on yourself so that the right person
got you.
And
that's kind of, I think I got you, because like I went to do archery, you guys.
That's cute.
You told me that.
And it was so much fun. And I was like, I've never done this before. Then we went and I did the flying thing. That where you like, if you want to jump out of the
I fly is fun. I love.
I did it once. I won't do it again. But at least I said I did it.
You did it.
I did it. And then because I got kind of dizzy when they're up there, and you're really high. And I was looking down like, oh God, I'm so glad I'm in this and not off a plane, right? But you're right. Those things were fun. I was with other women. I had a really good time.
Yeah. So whatever it is, and that's how it helps me as an entrepreneur, because like it is lonely road being an entrepreneur on your own, just kind of hitting your goals, and you're like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, but still try to incorporate things that you want in your life so that the right person can come alongside. That's how I see it.
And you don't have to do it. You can do it alone, but you can also bring like a close friend with you, someone to enjoy that experience too.
Yeah.
I usually do it in network, like you guys are doing the karaoke thing. I mean, you're doing a networking group, but there's some component of fun to it.
Yeah.
I think that's really that's a nice idea.
Of course. Yeah.
So
because entrepreneurship is lonely.
It is.
And it's a lot of work. And
it's a lot of work.
And the wrong partner can destroy your business.
Oh yeah.
Right. Wow, so if the wrong partner can destroy your business, right? Like if you're aligned with the wrong person, or you marry the wrong person, they could. It's detrimental. It could make it or break it. Right. So, and in my opinion, because when I decided to divorce, it was kind of like, I'm stuck. This is it.
Yeah, I don't think I had that, but I think maybe because I was out too much, like I'm really into it because I have goals and I'm trying to reach
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
And that takes time away
It
from a
does.
person.
Of
Yeah, of
course.
course. So
Of
I don't know,
course.
who knows, but I love the advice.
Yeah,
Yes.
So we're gonna go do archery now.
Okay, we're going
Let's
to
go do
archery.
archery.
Yes,
Let's go do that,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Figure the next thing. But so Kim, if anyone wants to get in touch with
Oh,
you, where do they go?
So I'd love you to visit my website because I put a lot into that. It's www.crystalclearcleaning.net, and just remember the clear is with a K. Or you can
Mhm.
call me.
I
like
do
to
have it
talk.
right. Yeah, I do have it correct. I'm like, yeah, I do. Let me
You
look.
got it right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Or they can
Christopher.
just call me at 847-722-9659.
Nice.
And you can call me for advice. You don't have to call me necessarily to
Yeah.
book a cleaning. If you have some questions about anything, just call me and I'd love to help you.
Very nice.
Yeah, I
Very
think I
nice.
love that about you, Kim. You're always like, I'm here to help. I'm here to talk. That's
I'm
how
here to
you
help
are.
Yeah.
What do you need? How can I help you?
Yeah.
That's Kim. That's
That's
Kim.
Kim. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, she always says that. I got you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got you.
So if you guys need to reach out to Kim for a cleaning or advice or just chat away, reach out to her. I think I also have you tagged on the broadcast so people can Facebook you if they need to.
Okay.
And then of course, Sebastian, where do they go to look for you, sir?
You can find me at my business page, Sebastian Gomez ERT Commercial. There's only one post on there because I just started the business page. I haven't started in the business. I didn't just start in the business, but I just started that business page so I can start getting my stuff out there. If you also want to connect with me on Facebook too, I'm at facebook.com/digital real estate insider, or just search up Sebastian Gomez. And if you need any help with commercial real estate, if you're a business looking to find space and to lease space and get somebody who can negotiate for you to get the best terms, like free rent or even potential build out help, let me know. I'm looking for people to help service for that. And don't forget, April 3rd, we are having our networking event at Chicago Theater Works. I got to plug that because we need to, that place is going to be filled and I'm going to make sure it gets filled. So
There you
April
go.
3rd, karaoke
Write
night.
that down now.
Yes. Karaoke
Mhm.
nights. It's going to be fun. We're looking for event sponsors too. So if you want to host a table there, I think we have 3 spots open. And we're kind of talking to somebody else that might want to take one. So 2 to 3 spots open for any businesses that want to host a table there and come party with us.
Yep. And then you guys know Wise Alliance Network. Go to my website if you got more information on what I do. And then, of course, my event on Thursdays coming up.
This
So making
Thursday.
sure I'm gonna
Yes.
share that and plug that away. I got 4 women leaders. Since it's Women's History Month, March, right?
Oh,
Yes.
March is
I love
Women's
that. I love
History
women.
Month.
There's a
International. It's
Women's
the
Day.
Women's
8th.
Day.
The 8th. Yeah.
Yes,
Of
So
March.
it is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so the 6th is when I'm doing the event to it's really just talking about women leadership and women leaders. And I think not enough people talk about women in leadership, right? It's not a I don't want to say it's not a common thing, but it's like not recognized enough,
Mhm,
women
mhm.
that are in leadership
leadership, yeah.
roles, because it's
Mhm.
essential, it's critical. I think
It is.
women lead differently. I think you for sure, when I started doing the co-ed networking events, you were down. You're like, oh, I love that, Jennifer. I love like starting bringing men around us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it is something that I think we need to recognize, men and women,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I felt seasoned enough to be around women, to be very self-confident in
Yeah.
myself, to be able to network with men too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I was
Yeah.
ready to like listen and
Mhm.
and interact. And I do see the difference, and it's really cool to work with,
yeah,
to collaborate with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
definitely. All right, guys, thank you for
All right, guys.
watching. Everyone that was here, we appreciate you guys.